welcome to today's spiritual talk for this full moon in Libra. My name is Christie Ramirez and I'm your health and wellness expert. So today this show is provided by my body, mind and spirit health and wellness brand. If you want to learn more about all the different membership subscriptions that I offer year-round, please go to my website christieramirez.com/health and wellness. So for today's spiritual talk, I want to talk about what are these energies. What is this full moon in Libra bringing? Because I really do feel like these are heavy energies, but they're heavy in order to basically make things happen. Okay, it's kind of like we are being put under a lot of pressure to complete things that we have started, let's say maybe 2 moon cycles ago. Any projects that you've begun, maybe it's some art project, maybe it's some business plan, maybe it's just something personal. And we're being guided to really put these things to motion and to completion, whatever that might be. And there's a lot of pressure because time's running out. We are at the peak already of these changes needed to happen. The reset energy that began in this January, this is like the culmination of like, okay, enough is enough. We now need to reach this stable routine, kind of like this structure, which is what this Capricorn Saturnian energy brings, because with lots of changes comes instability, right? And all of these instabilities have kind of put us all a little bit under emotional chaos, right? Like a little whirlwind that we don't know what to expect each day. At least that's how it's been in my life. You have a plan for something and then things get twisted around. And sometimes it's not really like a bad thing. It's just that things need to get done. But we are going to reach this place where we're going to have more structure in our life. But in order for us to do this, we need to take action. There's a lot of action energy coming in, a lot of masculine energy. Libra is a masculine sign. It's ruled by Venus though, which is pretty much a feminine planet. I think Libra is a feminine sign actually. But what's coming in is like the healing of the feminine a lot for sure, and the masculines are just being activated, reawakened for some of them who have been asleep. For those who are already on the journey, they're being awakened to perhaps either new gifts, new love, or just new awareness as to the changes that they need to make, because maybe they weren't aware as to what they needed to do. And that's the thing, right? Whenever people get set back on their journey or they experience blockages, most of the time it's because they don't know what the block is. And unless they're a very stubborn person and they do know what the block is but they don't want to make the changes, who would want to go through that energy, right? Because everybody wants to live a good life. So I feel like a lot of masculines out there who are masculine ruled energies are experiencing this need to surrender to what it is that they need to do, these changes, believing in miracles, trusting the process, surrendering to God. And the feminines are kind of being thrown more into their masculine energy. So they're being kind of like reversed. Masculines are really being called to tune into their high priestess, their feminine side, their intuitive side, whereas the feminines are being asked to be more assertive, more confidence, more empowerment, right? Woman empowerment, and bringing in these necessary changes in order to thrive in life, in a man's world, you want to say, right? So this is a lot of woman empowerment coming in, but as a general thing as well, even when it comes to relationships, being able to set their standards, their values, their boundaries, and you know, both of them needing to be treated right. So that's when it comes to love, and that's what the love show's about. But that's what I'm feeling for this full moon in Libra. I'm just feeling like there's a rebalancing. There's worldwide a lot of healing taking place, right? So this is a rebalancing as well from everything that we went through last year. This is the year that I told you was going to be the rebirth into a healthy self, a new world, a new chapter. So this is the culmination of these times that we're in, that is going to be the starting point for the future. Okay, so that's a very strong energy, because however you envision your future to be, let's envision like 10, 20, 30 years from now. How do you want your life to be? Because we're being asked to really contemplate on that. So there's a lot of reflection that needs to take place. Let that be your homework. Every night reflect a little bit. Purchase my new journal to help you with this introspection that needs to take place. Because if you don't reflect on who you are, how do you expect to improve and be a better person the next day? Because this is the year that we're making these changes for our future. I really do feel like we are setting in stone certain aspects in our life, whether that be personality traits, whether that be what do you want to do for a living, whether that be what you do on your time off, how you want your life to be, what kind of relationship you want. If you're not in a relationship, I really suggest you do a little homework assignment of writing a journal entry as to your ideal dream relationship, dream girl, dream boy, and vice versa. And if you're in a relationship and if you're happy, maybe how do you want to rebirth that relationship? And if you're not happy, either how do you want to rebirth it, or maybe you need to let go of that so you can get to the real thing. It really is dependent on a case-by-case scenario. But these are the changes that are happening. And these are serious stuff because these are life-changing decisions and transitions, right? Talking about families. What kind of family do you want to have? Do you want to have children? Do you not? If you do, what changes do you need to make? Let's see, do you want to get married or do you not want to get married? Where do you want to live in the world? Things like this. How do you envision your day-to-day life to be? What's your ideal day look like? We're being guided to reflect on that because that's how we manifest. If you don't have no idea what you want, then how do you expect the universe to give that to you? So we are really being guided to do a lot of visualization and anchoring exercises, which is what I teach in my New You Tell Me So coaching program. These are powerful themes for this time, for this full moon in Libra. So I do want to bring in a little reading today because I do feel like there's a lot more that wants to come through, but even I am a little bit in the dark about what these energies are because they're very subtle energies. Okay, very subtle. We're all recovering a lot during these times. So when you recover, you tend to be a little too shielded from what's going on collectively, which means you get messages, but then God doesn't want to bombard you with all that's going on, right? Because then it just becomes too overwhelming and it can kind of impede your own healing process. So that's why I want to do a reading today, to get more deep insight as to what we all need to focus during these times. All right, and I will be drinking some coffee here to kind of give me more energy. Okay, let's begin. The first cards that I really want to begin with is the activations for sacred geometry. I've been seeing a lot of sacred geometry in the stars. I've been getting this message of supernatural abilities being activated within us, right? If you've been doing your healing work. And this happens at a cellular level, at a DNA level, and this is what's happening, especially among light workers more than anything, which is why you might be feeling weird symptoms, you know, ascension symptoms basically is what it's called. Like, for example, I believe I mentioned a few weeks ago that I was feeling my third eye pulsating. After I mentioned that, I guess God wanted me to share that, because after that day that I said that, I never again experienced that. It hasn't come back. And I feel relieved because maybe that's all that God was trying to tell me, was to share it, because maybe some of you out there might be dealing with that. And look at this, the perfect card for today is change. And I do feel also the reason why that stopped is because we have already passed the third eye chakra. Now what's being activated is the crown chakra and the higher chakras. More the higher, because during that same time that the third eye was being activated, so was the crown chakra, which means that we were receiving these downloads, right? Like a crown. And now our higher chakras are being activated, which this is something more profound that even happens during dream state. My dreams have been getting more vivid. I've been having multiple dreams, like consecutive nights, and this just tells me that there's lots of deep activations happening. And this is only to help us to become aware that we have yet to reach our fullest potential, right? As human beings, there's so many spiritual gifts that there's, if you come to think about it, there's other species out there. Like, it's usually a lot in the underwater animals, like dolphins, octopuses. These are animals that have amazing intelligence at a level that we have not even yet reached. But as we are all learning in my School of Light, which is why I really recommend you become a member, you're going to notice that ancient civilizations like the Atlantis, they did have this level of intelligence and beyond. They had more technology than we do nowadays. And this is what we're all reaching towards. But the trick here is, why do you think that Atlantis civilization was destroyed? It was because that power got the best of them, right? Through greed, too much pride or ego. They wanted more. They weren't satisfied. And this is again where gratitude comes in, appreciation for what we have, for the journey itself. Hence where my journal is going to help you. And God is needing to make sure that we're ready for that level of success, right? Because us reaching that level as a human species of intelligence, of technology, God needs to make sure that we're so ready, that we're not going to let it get the best of us, that we're not going to misuse that power, that we're going to use it for good. And that's a huge message, because take it or leave it, or however it resonates, because this can also apply to your personal life. Maybe this is something you're dealing with personally, but this is also happening on a collective level. Remember that anything that happens in your individual level is usually something of a mirror of what's happening on a collective level, at least for the majority of the collective. So this change that we're all undergoing right now is supporting our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. How appropriate. This is a time of releasing. And you know, this is a full moon, right? So we didn't do necessarily a bonfire, but I do want you to meditate right now, and also meditate as you do your spirituality retreat, the sound bowl healing. Because I was really being guided strongly to do sound bowl healing, because there's powerful healing with that. And just envision and set your intention on what it is that you want to release. It could be a habit, it could be something internal, it could be something mental, or it could be something external. Maybe it's a relationship, a way of life, something that you need to release, so that you can allow for something new to birth in your life. The best you, right? I want to get an extra energy to help us with this. Maybe needing to practice more discernment, because we did get this in the reverse. And if you think about it, this is worldwide change, because the number 20 in the major arcana and the tarot card is the world card. And this is the frequency of discernment, supporting our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. And this is what's needing more focus, because it's in the reverse. So it means we haven't yet reached this level. Needing to see things from an unbiased standpoint, detached from how it's affecting you personally, and see things for what they are. Seeing it from a place of inner balance, because guess what? When we're all balanced, when we're all aligned, body, mind, and spirit, we do interpret situations that much better, right? We don't judge, because we're in a place of harmony and love. So this is what we're all needing to reach. Compassion and wisdom. Even though you're detached, doesn't mean that you can be connected with people, but you can be connected with people and yet still detached. Meaning, especially because you're empaths, doesn't mean that whatever's happening to somebody else's life is not going to affect you and what you need to do. And I know that sounds harsh, but this is about being connected yet detached, right? This is what I learned as a skill as being a therapist, for example. If you're going to help people, a great way to connect with people is, yes, you can connect with them and even cry with them in the session, but it doesn't mean that outside of the session, when you go back home, you're going to still be crying about whatever happened in that session, because now that means that you're taking it home with you and you're letting it affect your inner peace. And this is the art of this inner balance, right? Because everybody's going through their own karmas, through their own life situations. And this is where, if the people around you or anybody in your life that you want to help maybe wake up to this information, or you want to guide them spiritually, but they don't want to listen to this, you can't let that affect you or even stagnate your own spiritual growth. In matter of fact, you inspire those people by your spiritual growth. So that's a huge message. And the last one, conception, which is, this is the birth card. We're birthing something new, and I feel like we're birthing this higher consciousness through our physical flesh to others. And we do this by being the messengers, by being the channelers. Me right here, I am the messenger of God right now. This is what I'm birthing. I'm birthing this information into reality, right? The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, where we came from. And I am really seeing like this white light. I'm really feeling connected to this white light. It's like we've been ascended and descended from above onto earth. But our original home, our origin is up there, right? Remember, Mother Mary and Jesus Christ were from the star Sirius. Many people out there in the world who walk around being light workers and who are enlightened are also not originally from this earth. We are incarnated as humans, but your origin as to where you come from is somewhere else. And this is something that I actually learned in my previous version of my Cosmic Consciousness show. There will be a new rebirth of that show. But what I learned when it comes to this aspect, I actually learned that even though you're from a star system, you can still have been incarnated as a human multiple lives, which is why some light workers out there might be from a star system, but they are already so connected to being human because they've already lived many lives here. Okay, and this is something that we'll go deeper into that show because it's very deep, right? It's not everybody can understand this concept unless you resonate with it. And you know, if this is your first life as a human, this is why some people who are their first lives, they can be a little awkward. They can feel like they're learning things for the first time, and it's just kind of like, I guess, being reborn again. I don't want to explain it. So I feel like that's what's coming out to awareness, remembering our origin, all of our past lives, our true ancestors, connecting to that wisdom, because that's what's going to help us to understand at a universal level this higher wisdom. And then finally we got the Merkaba card, and I was actually discussing this yesterday with someone about the triangle. This is the Merkaba. This is this triangle sign. If you've been seeing this sacred geometry sign a lot, this is communication with higher beings, life outside of earth. And this is also supporting our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well. See, all these past lives, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. It makes us who we are, which is why many people of you who have many past lives have lots of talents, lots of spiritual gifts, because you've been training for this for lifetimes. You've been developing these gifts for many lifetimes, not just in this lifetime. In fact, you're just awakening perhaps in this lifetime to these, but it doesn't mean that you haven't used them in past lifetimes. So that's a powerful message. And it is the number 32 card, which the 32 card is about this alignment of body, mind, and spirit with balance, right? This is what's going to get us back in alignment. Maybe also spiritual love partnerships coming into union, being recognizing of each other. Remember, we see our soul through our eyes. The window to our soul is through our eyes, right? The eyes are our window to our soul. And I feel like a lot of this kind of connection is coming up. Soulmates, deep, true love soulmates, recognizing each other from afar because they've known each other in different lifetimes. So let's bring some extra messages. I want to ask them what chakra cards are needing healing this times. Here we go. So let's ask God to help illuminate us. What are some chakras being activated right now and that need extra attention, or maybe some healing? And right away, divine wisdom. What did I just say? You radiate with divine wisdom. You are a teacher to many, especially by your lived example of beauty and grace. Trust your insight and the messages your guides are sending you. By trusting your wisdom, you avoid sabotage and any fear-based decisions. Allow your mind to relax and welcome a new level of consciousness. Make note of the visions and information that you receive and use them to faithfully pursue the path of your highest calling. And this is our crown chakra and also higher chakras. being activated. So a crystal that you can use during these times is scapolite and the herb of lavender. Number 44, you see, reaching more of this structure, this stability in our life, and really feeling and having, eventually, when we reach this structure, we will open up this to fearless creativity. Also, when we go with the flow, this is the irony of structure as well, because when you surrender to the unstructured, that's actually when you have more fearless creativity. When you light and stoke your inner fire, you awaken inspired, youthful energy. Take action in your life, spark the embers of your creativity, sexuality, life force, and will, and allow them to emanate from your very being. Try doing something that scares you. Your fears can be a good teacher and introduce you to some of your heart's deepest desires, which often hide behind our fears. Give yourself permission to embrace all of who you are, fears and passions included. So our sacral chakra, I was also feeling this earlier, is what's being healed and activated, because this creativity is divine inspirations. God channels through artwork. And how do we allow this in our life is by waking up to this. Sensuality, not being afraid of your feminine energy. Very strong energy. And we got the soul memory, which is connecting to our past lives, Earth Star Chakra. Finding the balance and beauty in being present while drinking from the wisdom of the past. There is gold to be mined from what no longer is, and precious nuggets to be tilled from what is hidden. Sojourn in the deep, travel for a while, back in time to receive the lessons still active for you. The greatest gifts await you when you give yourself permission to go back and within to retrieve them. You cannot live in your memory, but it is good and advised to visit. So yes, we're being guided to connect with our elders and ancestors. And I do want to get more insight, maybe some extra guidance with some energy oracles. And right away, woman holding a card, and we got the number 44 again. This number 44 is coming up very, very strong. There's an indecision when it comes to matters of the heart, maybe what you're passionate about. Maybe there's this also this, yes, there's this dichotomy, this battle from within between love and fear. And this is, of course, where A Course in Miracles comes in, as always, in my spiritual book club at my School of Light, teaching us to always stay stable in this unconditional love, because that's how Jesus lived his life. He didn't let fear get in the way and take him off path, off course, right? Because that could be people's biggest downfall. Not being afraid of the unknown, but being willing to choose wisely. Which unknown do you want to go through? The light path or the dark path? Angel of love. You see, we are surrounded by our angels of love. We are needing to bring more love. This love, love, love is coming up a lot strong, so that we can have the world, because there's something missing in our life, our world, and that's love. And of course, this is worldwide energy as well, because love heals, right? When we bring more love into all things, when we trust God, when we do things with love, everything is going to be filled with love. And there's not many people out there, believe it or not, who walk around in 100% love. And right away we have stand your ground. This is about empowerment on your spiritual journey, your spiritual truth. Don't let anybody deter you or tell you otherwise. Keep believing what you believe. If God speaks to you, then you know what your truth is. There's no doubting or denying it. Don't argue with the person who doesn't believe in this, because that will you'll never win the argument, right? So what might be getting in the way of prosperity, maybe spiritual abundance, could be the fact that you're not assertive enough or confident in God's mercy, abundance, rewards, blessings, because this is a lot of solar energy here. I want to get more insight into this prosperity begins card. Triumphant success in the upright. We're needing to be more assertive, because the sword energy is about intellectuality, about assertiveness, needing to birth something new. We are in the process of birthing this newness, right? Because this is the beginning fertility of this tree here. Maybe spending time in nature is going to help us to ground this success, this abundance. I am curious because this has a lot to do more with like the Venus planet, our creativity, our projects, our business, money, finance. Choose wisely your path, your decisions. Can't get any clearer than this. There's 2 sevens. Choose a spiritual high path. This is about spiritual business development, and this is actually a program that I am in the works of, provided by my Lightworker University in my soul coaching brand. But this is going to help us during these times. Yes, overcoming obstacles and challenges, being willing to walk on fire, maybe cross the bridge, and trust and surrender. I'm even seeing Egyptian ancient knowledge, and this is what's going to lead to our transformation, the ultimate awakening of our third eye, our spiritual eye, knowing which is the path for us. And this is actually, you know, this man here is meditating, but he is meditating exactly how the front cover of my new You Tell Me soul coaching program is. I'm feeling like this is our guidance during these next few weeks till we reach the next new moon, is really work on that program, because this is what's going to help with this transformation, this spiritual transformation that's going to bring in more prosperity. Needing to heal any mental conflicts. That's what that program is about. It's really much for mental health, spiritual health. And last but certainly not least, maybe partnerships and alliances, being open in our heart to collaborate. This can be with heaven. This can be with your angels and spirit guides. You see, we got the balance in reverse. There's something out of balance here. Maybe there are no partnerships, or maybe you feel alone, but God is reminding us that we're not alone. And this is kind of like what the Libra energy represents, full moon in Libra, but it's in the reverse. So I'm still curious. I feel like I need more information here. Yeah, we need to reach this harmony, overcome conflicts and defeats. Remember, these are mind-made. These are all in your mind. These are fears that are illusions. Again, A Course in Miracles is going to teach us this, and it's going to help us reach this inner harmony, which we will be able to collaborate with others, cohabit as well, because remember, Libra does rule marriage. It rules family, home. And I feel like maybe there could be a lot of conflicts within the home, among people, maybe partnerships, marriages. It can also rule, you know, anything legal. All of these things are being sorted out during these times so that we can reach this true love. Number 6, harmony, which will bring us inner balance. Naturally, right? When you're around someone that you really love, this will bring you natural love. It's not forced. So yeah, there's something that needs to be... I'm feeling like this authority is kind of like God right now, looking from above and just looking at us, seeing how we are dealing with this, seeing who is ready for these new opportunities. Because you know what's funny? Instead of the number 4, I'm actually seeing the sign of Jupiter here. And Jupiter is all about these new opportunities, these windows of opportunities. But God here in his authority, who oversees all things, sees the real us, sees through all situations, is looking below and seeing who is really deserving of these rewards and blessings, these gifts that he wants to bestow upon us. And only those who have truly been genuine on the journey will get those gifts. Natural, right? It's just the way that the Hermetic principles work. The law of karma, the law of attraction, the birthing of new things again, the rebirth. And the reactivation of our heart chakra, opening our hearts to receive this as new love begins. I'm really feeling also with this full moon in Libra, this is a lot to do with love. So the April love show is really going to be intense, because I'm really feeling like this new love is closer than we expect. And I did channel this a little bit in my journal. And to give you a little sneak peek, it's about taking this leap of faith towards love, towards what you love. But I'm really feeling like this has a lot to do with actual, true romantic love. But only when we're purified can we reach this happy rainbow, this new beginning. So this could be new marriages on the horizon for some of you out there who are already in a partnership and are happy. And of course, for those of you who are single, this is a potential new partnership coming in that's going to be this marriage material, the one, right? Because that's all that we're seeking, right? And this is all that I help you to heal in my spiritual counseling TV network with our therapy sessions, to help us to make sure that we are in mental and emotional alignment and ready for this kind of love. And I'm feeling like that is the energy for this full moon in Libra. A little shorter than usual, but this is what God is also telling us. Keep it simple. And whatever it is that you need to do, your goals, don't overcomplicate things. Don't overextend things that don't need to be overextended. Definitely just keep it simple. That's a huge energy that I've been getting for the past few weeks. And everything that I've been doing more efficient because I've been doing it more simple. Straight to the point. Get right in, get right out. And so that's the message then for today. Thank you for joining me. And I really hope that you all love this location. If you like this new setup for our spirituality retreats, let me know. We might do these from now on, but as always, I like to switch it up. That's what keeps it fun, right? And that's what kind of also channels extra energy. So this is what I'm feeling for this new full moon in Libra. Royal divine love coming into union and into our awareness. Have an amazing and beautiful day, everyone. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe. Please share this video with people that you know are awakening to their journey or want to learn more about their spiritual journey. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that don't know too much about this journey, and these videos can really help them. Of course, my exclusive videos can help them even more, especially my spiritual counseling TV network membership program, my School of Light membership program, and of course all the cool stuff that I do in my body, mind, and spirit health and wellness brand, from a meditation series, yoga series, holistic nutrition. I do lectures as well. I have courses, weekly health guidance at the forum, plus articles that I write on a monthly basis. So many great things for all of you to help you evolve on your soul journey. So I'll see you all next time. Have an amazing and beautiful one. Namaste.